Good morning and welcome to my Monday morning thoughts. So today's question for you is one which I asked myself last week, which is, am I pouring from an empty cup? I realised that throughout the summer and the lockdown, because I was working from home, that I perhaps hadn't taken the breaks that I would have normally taken away from work had I been, traveling into London, going externally for meetings, etc. And I just was a bit gentle with myself last week and took some time out. I'm conscious that not everyone can do that. But what I am aware of from a number of conversations is that we don't always keep refilling our cups. So we've got the energy, the mental capacity to do the work that we need to do. And what I really mean by this is we get focused on doing stuff, doing the work. We've got quite a big workload. It's so easy to go, I've just got to keep working. If I work another hour, I'll catch up. If I do another hour and a half in the evening, then that'll make things better for me tomorrow morning. And there are times which in the short term that might work for you. But when that becomes a habit and you start to push away a number of the activities and actions which keeps your cup full, so to speak, then it actually becomes self-defeating. And what do I mean by that? Well, looking at some notes, I found some research on presenteeism, and presenteeism can cut productivity by 1/3 or more. That is people turning up for work who are not 100% on it, who aren't particularly themselves, and that can be for a range of reasons. And I also think that we have this notion sometimes that actually powering on through is something to be proud of. Yeah. And there are those people out there I know who almost see it as a badge of honour not to be off sick, to just keep marching on and doing all the work regardless of what's going on around them. But I know to personal cost, because I used to be a little bit like that, that it catches up with you. So what I want to do this morning is just give you some ideas and thoughts that might enable you to start putting back the habits you've pushed to one side that are leading you to operate quite often from an empty cup. How many mornings do you get up and you haven't quite got that energy that you would like to have to start your day? The first one is downtime. It's actually giving your brain a rest. Your brain is connected to the rest of your body. It's not a separate entity. It needs looking after. And if you're in a job where you need to think, consider, make judgments, decide what needs doing next, focus on detail, make decisions, a whole range of things, your brain needs to be in tip-top condition. And you can't separate it from the rest of your body because your body feeds your brain and it enables it to operate at its best. If you don't give it downtime, then it's not going to relax, it's not going to adjust, and it's not going to give you its best. And what type of downtime am I thinking? You know me, it's a bit about journaling, it's a bit about meditation, it's around mindfulness. There are a number of things you can do that don't take a long time. I actually do a 10-minute meditation in the morning, YouTube, off an app. That's 10 minutes. I'm sure everyone watching can find 10 minutes in their day to do something that would help calm their brain to enable them to have a better day ahead. The second thing is exercise. Your body needs exercise, oxygen, it needs to move. And I've been guilty over the last months for not doing enough exercise. I'm at home, I don't have to travel so much, and I realise how many of those incidental steps used to be included in my day that aren't anymore because I work more from home. So I am increasing the amount of exercise I do. And there's another thing that really has had proven effects on our well-being, is that's being outside in the fresh air and being out in nature. So I'm now purposely fitted more walks in, rain, manky weather, whatever, whether the sun's out or not, just to feel some fresh air. And the last thing is, being healthy, trying to eat a healthier diet. And I'm like loads of people in lockdown who reach for too much of the bad stuff, as far as my diet's concerned, including probably more glasses of wine than I would normally drink at home. And that started to affect me. And I've now pulled back and are trying to eat more healthily. Now, I'm not saying all of these things are easy. They're often not. But if you do little and often and get them into your routine, they will enable you to perform better. So please think today, what little things can you do in your week that will keep your cup full rather than just emptying it all the time? It will help you. It will. So, and I also want you to have a little think around absenteeism. And another term I found this week, which was socially appropriate sickness. What's your view to taking time off? What do you think about those people that are sometimes takes some time off sick, but they're not sort of laid out in bed and can't get up? Is that your benchmark for being sick? Used to be mine completely. But I've had a number of personal circumstances happen to me, which I know around ill health, that have been around keep going, keep ploughing through, using work potentially to manage some situations and keep going. But sometimes you need to look after yourself. And, you can be off sick, even if you're working from home, to, re-energize, to feel better, to give yourself some space. So please think about those questions. Have a great week. As you can see, I've got the sun for a change coming through my window this morning. And look after yourself. All the best.